Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss some breaking news. When I tell y'all it has been such a busy Monday, I was in the middle of rewatching the Potomac reunion and Summer House Martha's Vineyard. If you know me, you know that I love to watch each episode twice because I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything, all right? I like for my recaps to be as accurate and thorough as possible. So in the middle of rewatching both of those episodes, baby, the way my phone kept blowing up at all this breaking news, I was like, oh my gosh, everybody decides to announce all their news right now. But first things first, congratulations are in order. Candiace Dillard Bassett, because she gave Entertainment Tonight the exclusive that her and Chris are expecting their first child. Our girl is pregnant. And let me read you guys the article. RHOP star Candiace Dillard Bassett is pregnant, expecting first child with husband Chris, exclusive. Again, this article is from Entertainment Tonight online. After announcing her exit from The Real Housewives of Potomac, the Bravo star shares the exciting start of her next chapter with ET. Candiace Dillard Bassett is upgrading from cryangles to baby wipes. The Real Housewives of Potomac star, 37, exclusively tells ET she's expecting her first child with husband Chris Bassett, 46. I am about 13 weeks, so just about into the second trimester. It's been weird, but also really wonderful. I think to keep it kind of to ourselves to this point, Candiace shares with ET. Our immediate family knows, my mom, I told my mom on her birthday in February, my dad knows, Chris's parents know, my siblings know, and that is my core. Best friend group, but outside of that, it's just been like kind of quietly just growing a bun. The Drive Back singer documented some of her journey to motherhood on the Bravo series, filming counseling sessions with fertility specialists and the prep work for in vitro fertilization, IVF. The couple's baby-to-be came from one of the embryos they froze 2 years ago. I think we were both kind of content to have them just sit there until my cutoff date. Candiace confesses, referencing the window Chris gave her to bleep or get off the pot. When it came to babies, she needed to be pregnant by the time he turned 50. But then I got the itch, she says. As the couple hit the under 5-year mark on that countdown clock, I always wondered, like, how would I know when I was ready? And I always felt like a part of my anxiety was that I wasn't sure that I would know, and when I knew, it was undeniable. I kind of woke up and realized that I was never going to be 100% ready, she continues. I just had to trust the process and trust my doctors and stop being afraid and just do it. So once we decided together that we were going to do that together, it just was kind of all moving by faith from there. Candiace underwent implantation in January, leading to an anxiety-filled 2 weeks of waiting to find out if the procedure was successful. She kept busy with a trip to Los Angeles for the Grammys, which delayed finding out by a few days, as she wanted to be back home with Chris when their doctor broke the news. Our doctor called us at 8 a.m. and she tells us that we're pregnant. Candiace shares, we waited and waited and waited all this time, so to finally hear that after those 2 weeks, the process has worked after a year of doing the shots. I did 2 rounds of egg retrieval. To do the shots in your stomach, I had to do the shots in my bum every day, which was not always fun, and to finally have it all pay off was amazing. The pair don't yet know whether they're having a boy or a girl. They had 1 male embryo and 1 female embryo. The two do plan to find out the sex of the child before Candiace gives birth, though. Candiace and Chris's bundle of joy will join his 3 kids from previous relationships. We do have another embryo in the freezer, Candiace points out to ET. I'm just kind of taking it day by day. Thankfully, I feel really blessed so far to be just about in my second trimester, and I haven't really been super sick. I haven't had like super crazy pregnancy symptoms, so that's helpful in thinking about doing it again. But also, it's like, could we just find a wonderful surrogate for the second one? That is on the table. That's an option that some women have the luxury of entertaining, so we'll see. Let me pop one out and see. So that was the article, and when I tell you guys, I am so happy for Candiace and Chris because this is a huge milestone moment. We know that Candiace has gone back and forth, but we always knew that she wanted to be a mom, and it's a special time. And I'm so glad that she is putting herself first and saying, I don't want to spend this time in this toxic mess that is RHOP. I'm happy that she is stepping away. She'll be able to enjoy her pregnancy in peace. There won't be any stress, no arguments, no craziness, no gaslighting, and that's what she needs to be away from. So I'm just praying that Candace has a healthy and smooth pregnancy. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bravo is seething right now and kicking themselves because they are losing out on a great storyline. Because let's be real, this has been a long journey for Candace. We've seen her throughout the seasons go back and forth about when is the right time to have a child. And this would have been a full circle moment to see her pregnant and then give birth. So the fact that they're missing out on that, I'm sure they're upset. I love how Candace chose to wait until the season was over to announce the news, because had she announced this maybe 2 weeks ago when she had announced her departure, it would have gotten lost in all the toxicity from the trailers of the reunion and all that. So I'm glad she said, you know what, let's wait until it's officially wrapped to share the news, and not a moment sooner. And thank God that nobody in her camp leaked the news. I'm so happy that she had an exclusive where she was able to announce this on her own terms and nobody leaked this. But blessings to Candace and Chris. I'm so happy for y'all. I'm excited for y'all, and I can't wait to see what's next. So now we have some more good news, because Robyn Dixon has confirmed to People magazine that she was indeed fired.
Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
Robyn Dixon confirms exit from Real Housewives of Potomac after 8 seasons. I was fired. The Real Housewives of Potomac continues to experience more casting shakeups following the show's rocky 8th season. Robyn Dixon is leaving Bravo's Maryland set iteration after 8 seasons. She announced on the newest episode of her podcast, Reasonably Shady, that published on Monday, April 15th. Yes, I will not be returning for season 9 of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Dixon, 45, said. It's reality. The network did not invite me back. I was fired. For lack of better words, I will not sugarcoat the situation and say, ooh, I'm walking away and this is a break, or anything like this. This is a network decision. Dixon was one of the franchise's original cast members when the series premiered in January 2016, alongside Giselle Bryant, Ashley Darby, Karen Huger, Charisse Jackson Jordan, and Katie Rost. Bryant, Darby, and Huger were all part of the season 8 cast alongside Candiace Dillard Bassett, Dr. Wendy Osefo, Mia Thornton, and Nneka Ihim. Now, if I messed up Nneka's last name, let me know in the comments. I apologize for that. I don't like butchering anybody's name, okay? So let me know in the comments if I said her last name correctly. I feel like I didn't, but again, let me know, because despite whether I like somebody or not, I don't like to get anybody's name wrong. Despite the sad news, Dixon told Bryant, her Reasonably Shady co-host and RHOP co-star, that she's at peace with her exit from the series. I'm okay with it because nothing lasts forever. I've had a very long run on the show, and I just appreciate that time and the opportunity that I had on the show. The mother of 2 said before extending her gratitude to the network and to Truly Original, the production company behind RHOP. Thank you to the fans who have watched us from day one, Dixon continued. I do want to especially thank all of the fans and viewers who have supported me, showed love to me, whether you directly sent me love or you prayed for me or you have positive thoughts around me. I appreciate you. And I hope I inspired you, the viewers, the fans, to live your life authentically, to not feel pressure to change for anyone or impress people, and just to be yourself. Now, Robyn, how are you saying you hope you inspired viewers when we saw you with a serial cheater for 8 seasons, and to say to live your life authentically when you gave us nothing? But again, we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But the jokes truly write themselves, don't they? News of Dixon's exit was first reported by the Jasmine brand on March 25th. The same day, Dixon's co-star, Dillard Bassett, announced with People exclusively she would be leaving the show after 6 seasons. but Dixon did not address the reports until Monday's podcast episode. I wanted to speak my own business, my own life, my own news, and I wanted to share it out of my own mouth when the time was appropriate. And I felt like the appropriate time would be when season 8 of The Real Housewives of Potomac was finished airing, which it is. Now finished airing. The last reunion episode just went off last night, she said. And I wanted to respect the network and respect the show and wait until the season ended, which I think makes sense. During her remarks, Dixon did get emotional as she addressed Bryant, her longtime best friend. I really want to say I love you, she said. It's been such a fun, amazing, stressful, crazy, wild journey the past 8 years. I couldn't imagine doing what we did with anyone else. So that was the article. And let me just say, I'm not surprised that Robyn wanted to wait and share the news, because I was told from a very reliable source who is on the inside, okay? That's all I can say. But they told me that when Robyn got the news, she was very upset by it. And so because of that, she was going to wait to share the news. She was not going to come out immediately like Candace did about her departure. So I wasn't surprised at all to hear that Robyn waited until now to share the news, because I was like, yeah, I had heard that she was devastated and distraught by not being asked back. Now, Robyn, I had pointed out you saying that you hope you inspired fans to live authentically and to be yourself. I don't know how you can say that when you were not authentic with us. You hid an entire storyline. You were very secretive about your storyline and what was going on in your real life. You brought this termination on yourself, and then letting the viewers know that you don't care what we think and that you're not going to reveal anything else and it's just kiss your ass. Well, what did you expect? There's no way you can stay on a show with no storyline and then we find out that you were hiding a huge storyline but chose not to expose it because you want to keep it hidden to protect your man. What did you think was going to happen? Also, Robyn, if we're being honest, I don't know how you can feel so distraught and devastated by not being asked back. Because honestly speaking, Bravo kept you on longer than you should have been on. They should have fired you around season 5, season 6, because you haven't given us a real story in ages. So again, if I were you, I would count it all joy that you were on here for 8 years. I hope you've saved up some money. I hope that Juan is out there searching for a job. And I hope that your Glow 30 franchise does well. Because I know that it might be real tight with you and Juan both out of jobs. So I hope that you have a nice stash saved away, and I hope that Juan is out looking for gainful employment again. And you better check Juan's account and make sure that he's not spending the rest of your money on his girlfriends, but I digress. And Robyn, was it just me, or were you trying to throw shade at Candace in your statement? Because when you said, I will not sugarcoat the situation and say, oh, I'm walking away and this is a break, I said it felt like shade towards Candace. Are you trying to insinuate that Candace was fired and didn't leave on her own terms? Either way, I would not concern myself with what Candace has going on. Because say what you want, even if Candace was fired, it's still a win-win for her because 1, she comes from money, and 2, she's already booked and busy with other gigs, and 3, now she can celebrate and go about her pregnancy journey in peace and does not have to worry about this drama and this gaslighting. So either way, sis, even if she was fired and is trying to save face like you're trying to insinuate, it really doesn't matter because she's still winning. Miss Mamas, worry about yourself. Take the L on the chin. You were fired, you were terminated, and it is what it is. And in more firing news, the Jasmine brand has reported that Nneka is on the chopping block and that she has been fired, allegedly. The Jasmine brand exclusively reports that Nneka has allegedly been fired from The Real Housewives of Potomac after her first season. She is now allegedly the 3rd person from season 8 who will not be returning for season 9. For much of Nneka's first season, she battled with fellow Nigerian Wendy Osefo and claimed Wendy Osefo's mother was allegedly a witch and submitted her name to a shrine. The two agreed to move forward and coexist on the final part of RHOP's reunion that aired Sunday night, April 14th. Fans also saw her adjust to Potomac life as she moved into a new home, and she and her husband attempted to have a child. Now, am I surprised about this news about Nneka being on the chopping block and allegedly being fired? I'm not surprised. I was told by my source that Nneka was on the chopping block. It was a 50-50 split, and they were going to base their decision on how well Nneka performed at the reunion. And let's be clear, Nneka bombed in her first reunion. She barely said anything. The first two parts, I forgot that Nneka was there. Nneka, if I'm being honest, I feel like you shot yourself in the foot trying to be Giselle and Robyn's lapdog, and then on top of that, going after Wendy. You should have shut Ashley down the minute Ashley said anything about Osu. You should have came to Wendy and said, hey girl, Ashley's on some BS. Let's both of us be friends. We're both Nigerian, both from the same tribe. Had you just come on the show being authentic, being yourself, having a real personality, not taking the bait that Ashley threw out, girl, you could have actually won us over and we would have wanted you back. But you played your cards all wrong and you made a fool of yourself. And Ashley is a big reason why there's beef between you and Wendy in the first place. Things did not have to play out how they did. And Nneka, again, if you really are fired, which I do believe, you have nobody but yourself to blame. Now, since we're on a firing spree, let Ashley be next, because Ashley Darby should have been gone when all that butt-grabbing stuff happened with that creep that she's still married to, Michael Darby. Ashley has overstayed her welcome. It's time for her to go. And before I get off of here, did you guys see the latest? Us Weekly has just broken the news that Alexia and Todd from The Real Housewives of Miami have just filed for divorce. Real Housewives of Miami star Alexia Napola's husband, Todd Napola, files for divorce after nearly 3 years of marriage. The Real Housewives of Miami star Alexia Napola's husband, Todd, has filed for divorce after 3 years of marriage. Us Weekly confirmed that Todd, 51, submitted the paperwork on Thursday, April 11th in Florida. Alexia, 56, and Todd have not publicly addressed the split. Alexia and Todd tied the knot in 2021 after several years of dating. Alexia was previously married to Peter Rossello Sr., who was the subject of Netflix's Cocaine Cowboys, The Kings of Miami, from 1992 to 1996. They share sons Peter, 31, and Frankie, 26. She later moved on with Herman Echevarria, and they were together from 2004 to 2015. Echevarria was found dead in 2016. Again, if I butchered Herman's last name, please let me know down below. You guys know me, I hate messing up names. Before Todd filed for divorce, Alexia's co-stars questioned the state of her marriage during season 6, which aired from November 2023 to March 2024. Alexia debunked various rumors about their finances, including that she doesn't share a checking account with Todd and that they pay for their apartment month to month. At the reunion earlier this year, she brought her apartment's lease and her payment history to further prove her point that they were not in a bad place. Todd, meanwhile, appeared to take a back seat from the on-screen series during season 6. The seasons prior, his relationship with Alexia's eldest son was a major storyline, as there was tension between Todd and Peter, largely over how Peter treated his brother Frankie following the effects of a near-fatal car crash. Us Weekly has reached out to Alexia and Todd for comment. Now, am I a little bit taken aback about Alexia and Todd divorcing? Sort of, because I just knew that they were in love with each other. But if you did watch this last season, you could see that something wasn't entirely right. There were rumors about money problems. I don't know, but something in the milk ain't clean. And I guess we're going to find out more about what led to this divorce. But I will say, I find it interesting that Todd was the one who filed first. But one thing about it, season 7 will definitely be lit. And Lisa, you can no longer talk about you and Lenny now because Alexia's divorce with Todd is going to be taking center stage. But y'all, those were the breaking stories of today. And I'm like, my God, how am I going to be able to concentrate now and get through the Potomac recap and then Summer House Martha's Vineyard? It's a lot going on. But again, thank you all for watching. I will see you all later. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all later. Bye.